Hey everyone, it's me, and I am going to be trying my absolute hardest to predict the 2026 NHL playoffs. Yep, I'm going to try my best and do this. We have the Western, and I'm gonna say this: I am so happy we did not get Oilers and Kings again. Because I've been getting sick and tired of that, honestly. But I'm just happy we didn't get it. But we have matchups: Avalanche, Kings, Dallas, and Minnesota rematch of 2023, Vegas, Utah, Oilers, Ducks. We have Sabres and Bruins. If you remember, these two played each other in my 2025 non-playoffs, so basically last year, basically a rematch for me. Tampa, Montreal, Carolina, Ottawa. If you also remember, these two did play each other by non-playoffs 2018. Penguins and my Flyers. Both these teams are my favorite. So, well, let's predict Colorado and LA. Let's go to an analysis. I Is this even a question? I mean, I'm happy that the Kings got a different opponent than the Oilers, but they're still gonna lose. So I'm going with the King Avalanche. Next up is Dallas and Minnesota. And if I gotta be completely honest, I really want to pick want I really want to pick the Minnesota Wild so badly. I wanted to pick them so badly, but there's a chance they could win the series, and I want to pick them so badly, but I'm going with the Dallas Stars because, well, yeah. And we get Colorado and Dallas for like the fourth time in the last 6-7 years. Vegas and Utah. If we're talking about experience, Vegas. If we're talking, these two are actually pretty even, and there's a good chance that Utah could win this series. And just note this: this isn't the first time Clayton Keller was in the playoffs. Yes, it's the first time for the franchise, but it's not the first time for some of the players like Clayton Keller. So this will be a really tight one. Just like Minnesota, I really want to pick Utah, but I have to go with Vegas. Lastly, Oilers and Anaheim. I mean, yeah. I'm sorry. How many games? Colorado probably in 5. Dallas, I'm gonna give like 7. Vegas, I'll give 6. Oilers, I'll give like maybe like 6 games. Next up, Buffalo and Boston. If you remember from my non-playoffs in 2025, Boston swept Buffalo, and these two teams also play each other. Well, 2016, which I don't think no one barely remembers. I don't know, because I want to go with Buffalo. But if we're basing this off experience, then Boston has the experience. But Buffalo's like one of the best teams, even though they have struggled. This is like really hard. I want to go with Buffalo, but I feel like I have to go with Boston. Ugh. You know what? Sometimes we have to take risks. And I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna go with Buffalo. I don't believe it. I'm going to risk it because sometimes we need to take risks, and I'm gonna go with it. Tampa Bay and Montreal. This might be the best series out of all. I would gladly give this to Montreal. I want to go with Tampa, but but they have not had some success in the playoffs recently in like the last like 3 years. And this is the second year that Montreal is in it for back-to-back years. And don't forget, this is a rematch of the 2021 Stanley Cup Final. I don't think people even remember. I think people forgot that this is a rematch from 2021 Stanley Cup Final. But this is going to go to 7 games. And if I gotta pick one team, I want to go with Tampa, but I'm going with Montreal. I would definitely go with Tampa because they have the experience and the players, but I feel like Montreal is the better team. They have a lot of superstar players on that team, and yeah, I'm sorry, but yeah. Next up, I could I can definitely see Ottawa upsetting Carolina, but come on, it's the Hurricanes. Come on, it's Carolina. I'm gonna say Ottawa does have a pretty good chance, but it's Carolina. Come on, they're not gonna get eliminated in the first round. Like, when was the last time the Hurricanes got eliminated in the first round? Besides 2020. Yeah. Lastly, two of my favorite teams, Flyers and Penguins. I am super happy that the Flyers made it. I said from the beginning of this season that the Flyers would make it, and I was right. They made it. Though, if it wasn't for the Islanders and the Blue Jackets who play each other in my non-playoffs, that's going to be very funny. If those two did choke, I'm gonna say this: if the Islanders or the Blue Jackets, if they didn't choke, we wouldn't even be here. Though I think everyone's shocked that the Penguins would be here. But if I have to go with one team, I'm taking another risks. I'm going with the Flyers. I'm risking it again with the Flyers. Yes, they're my favorite team, but there's something about, well, since the Olympic break, Vladar has been the best goaltender. You cannot argue with that. And not just that, something about Vladar and Rick Tocchet. Rick Tocchet in the playoffs does work. This is not the first time that he's been in the playoffs. If you remember in Vancouver. But yeah, Buffalo, I'll give it 6 games. Or no, I'll give it 7. Montreal, definitely, I'll give this like 6 games. Montreal is 7. I'll give Carolina like 6 games, and the Flyers probably 6. Alright, now we go on to round 2. Colorado and Dallas. I feel like this is the year where Dallas needs to win the Stanley Cup and Carolina. But it's Colorado. Come on. I mean, come on. It's Colorado. I can't go against them. Vegas and Edmonton. Though I could definitely see Utah upsetting Vegas. Actually, you know what? Let's do that. Utah upsetting Vegas. We need one upset. And I feel like we need one upset. And I feel like Utah will be the team to do it. Yeah. Utah and Edmonton. I'm going to be dead wrong. I'm going with the Oilers because they're the better team. Alright, next up, Buffalo and Montreal. This is going to be a tough one. both the teams ever even. I think people would die to see this one. But I'm going with the Canadians. This one, I am going with the... No, okay. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm going with Carolina. I'm just kidding. Yeah, Carolina. Yeah, unfortunately. Western Finals. Colorado Oilers. Montreal, Carolina. I'm going with an Avalanche Hurricane Stanley Cup Final. And I'm going, unfortunately, Colorado. I would love to pick Carolina, but I'm going with Colorado. Predict the total number of goals scored in the finals. I'll say 153. Yeah, that's my bracket. This is my bracket for the playoffs. I have Colorado winning it for the second time. So, yeah. Let me know if you agree or disagree. Like the video. Subscribe. Though there is one more on us, actually.